up, everyone? Welcome to the Bench Podcast. My name is Joey, joined as always by my brother and co-host, Angel Tovar. How you doing, my friend?
Good. How are you doing today?
I thought you were going to return the Joey Tovar.
Joey Tovar.
It was weird that I said your last name.
Well, that's all right. I get it. I was going to do that thing that we talked about pre-show that you want me to do. But we'll save that for the end of the show.
So we're going to do it.
Yeah, we'll save that for the end of the show.
Okay, guys, we got something really special for you.
Yeah.
A little later in the show.
That's called a tease, my friend.
Over at the producer's desk, double barrel action, original flavor. Nice, I like it, Gabe. Registered Packer owner Gabe Tovar and 6'5" on a good day. AJ Woodson, how you doing, boys?
What it do, baby?
Good, man. Good.
It just feels like home when you guys are there.
Yeah.
It feels like, okay, this is right.
Thanks.
Although we love...
Shout out to Andrew. Shout out to...
No, I love Andrew.
Intruder here.
I love Andrew. You did a great job. I hope you guys watched the mock draft, episode 147. We had a good... We had a wild time.
It was fun.
Andrew at the producer's desk for the first time. Calling in from New Zealand, Greg, and then Terrell in studio.
But I think that's the common experience. If you're in like a good league with a bunch of bros, it should be a good time.
It was fun.
Like you're playing fantasy football, a made-up thing where you're a fake GM for a bunch of players. Like that should be fun. If you take it seriously, you're doing it wrong.
We definitely didn't. I mean, we did take our pick seriously, but it got pretty silly around round 8.
Yeah, don't watch that.
We started talking about sorts of stuff.
It got real political for some
We
reason.
had a Redskins conversation.
The team, not the people group.
Watch the episode. It's totally get up. Episode 148. On today's episode, we're going to get into the news from around the league. The NFL kickoff week 1 is just over 2 weeks away, 15 days away.
Woo! It's It's time.
I'm 2 weeks away.
I'm pretty tired of preseason football.
Oh, I get what you're saying. You're ready. You're
ready.
primed. Your body is ready.
My body's ready. I've seen the Bo Nix highlights. I don't know how many times.
Question for you: have you purchased your $1,033 NFL package for the year?
No, because I have brothers who buy it, and I just use theirs.
Piece of crap.
Yeah, I'm being serious.
He's dead serious.
You're in one of 2 locations on Sunday.
I'm like, each house I go to on Sunday, every house I go to on a Sunday has that already. All my friends have. I'm like, I don't need to buy it. Yeah.
In addition to the news, we're going to go into a segment. Last week, we did the teams that will surprise us all.
Yeah.
This week, we're going to do the players that will surprise us all. A couple of deep sleepers. It's not a fantasy conversation either.
No.
Okay, this is a football conversation. Players are going to surprise us. I got a couple I'm very excited about.
I do, but and I guess it could be fantasy. I mean, we think these players will have good years.
Yeah.
But
Good,
no, it's mainly football. It's football, real football based. Yeah.
Like I said, 15 days until Ravens Chiefs on September 5th, and God, it's going to be so much fun.
God,
I mean that Packers.
it's always the longest day. Is that Thursday?
That Packers Eagles game is getting real. I got my wallpaper today, my schedule wallpaper, so I can obviously follow the Eagles schedule and just to see it there, like this is real. Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts.
Did you see who's doing the halftime show there or doing?
It's in the news. It's in the news. It's in the bleed.
Okay.
I'm not gonna not put it in the news. Yeah.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
We're off to a good start.
Yeah.
Freaking love Brazil.
No, Angel, what you said, though.
I gotta get a Brazilian flag.
That opening day is the longest. I remember last year because we got the news that Travis Kelce wasn't playing.
Yep.
So from a fantasy perspective, all of us were trying to figure out Noah Gray. I think Sky Moore. Should I start Sky Moore tonight?
Didn't Noah Gray score in the first game last year? I think he scored the first game. Yeah. No,
I don't know.
No, but that Thursday, you go to work, you're like, I just got to get through today.
Yep.
I was even considering not even going to work on that day. Like, I don't want to do that.
Just to make your day longer.
No, because you're gonna be home staring.
I'd rather be at home than be at work being like 2 more hours. Like I don't want to keep doing
That's how I'm gonna be. We're gonna wake up and just think like, well, 12 hours.
Oh no,
in 8 hours, I'm gonna be very, very.
You should do it on Friday. That way you have Thursday and you take Friday off.
Or I can take Friday off too.
Yeah.
Oh.
PTO, my friend.
Both.
If you are watching here on YouTube, welcome to the channel.
Hi.
Please like, subscribe, share the channel with a friend. 3 times a week, no matter what, all year long. That's what we do. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcast, thanks for joining the audio version of the Bench Podcast. Of course, brought to you by the Fans First Sports Network. Like, subscribe, share that with a friend as well. Our audios are going up. That means people are just ramping up, man. People are eating it up.
Yep.
What's up, new podcast listeners? Shout out to you guys.
We love you.
Yeah.
And then, of course, follow the show Between the Show on Instagram, X, and TikTok. Search at Bench Show to follow along on all those different platforms. And make sure you're following all the platforms because different stuff going up in each one. And then finally, check out benchshow.com. Sign up for the weekly bench report, especially if you want to be joining our Bench Warmers Fantasy Football Leagues. I fired up the first one today.
I saw it.
Did you get that notification?
I did.
The guys from last year, and then I'll be adding the new ones this week. So make sure you sign up for that. Benchshow.com. Scroll all the way to the bottom and enter your email, and we'll reach out to you. And then, of course, check out the Bench Beat articles about fandom, fantasy, and all things NFL.
Yeah.
How you guys doing?
Greg has one about the opening line as far as betting.
Yeah,
I'm
Greg,
looking forward
Greg has
to that
his
one.
favorite over-unders.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
win
that one.
totals for the year. So get in on that. All right, boys, I got something for you here. Madden 2025. Is that out yet?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
This last weekend, I think.
I have the top 10 wide receivers of the game.
It's always bad.
Yeah. I saw the list and I thought,
DeAndre Hopkins.
it's a little different, so I'm going to go with that one. It's top 10 wide receivers in Madden 2025. You have 3 misses. You're a collective team. Go ahead.
Got it.
All right. Well,
Okay, so the obvious one.
Tyreek Hill.
Number 1 at the 99.
You're going to put Justin Jefferson
Justin
there,
Jefferson.
even
Number
with the
2 at a
injury.
99.
You're going to put Jamar Chase there.
Mark Chase, number 7 at a 93.
You know they like Stephon Diggs. That's what
Stephon Diggs there.
Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs, number 8 at a 92.
92.
That is crazy.
DJ Moore's a 92, I think.
Well, hold on.
No. I wouldn't put him there because Chicago. Madden's all about the headlines.
Hey, I
All about the
guarantee you, Chicago has another receiver who's rated higher than
promise
DJ
you,
Moore.
He's 92. I promise.
Okay, what about Keenan Allen?
Okay, fine. Yeah, well, I go ahead and agree with DJ Moore. You agree with DJ Moore?
DJ Moore, not in the list. That's your
Damn
first
it!
miss.
Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen, not on the list. That's
Wow.
2 misses. You guys have 1 miss left, and you have 6 guys to choose.
Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams, number 6.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, number 5.
Let's
You have 1 miss, and you have 4 players to get.
I like AJ Brown.
AJ
Yeah,
Brown, number 4. 3 players left.
Aiyuk wouldn't be on that list.
I think Aiyuk's.
They
like Aiyuk.
They like names.
I'm willing to put Aiyuk.
Go ahead, Aiyuk.
Brandon Aiyuk, number 9.
Okay.
At 91.
Mike Evans. Are we forgetting about Mike Evans?
How many are we missing right now?
He could be an
You're
89.
missing 2. You're missing. I won't tell you what numbers they are.
Mike Evans could be an 89.
Well, I know the number 10 is gonna be hard. That's why I know we're missing.
So we're missing 2 players.
2 players.
Okay, so
Who was number 9 again?
Did we say CeeDee Lamb?
we did not say
Oh,
CeeDee
Lamb.
Yeah, we did not say
I was
CeeDee.
gonna say I missed
Definitely.
CeeDee
I was
Lamb.
gonna say we missed
CeeDee
someone from
Lamb,
the top 5.
CeeDee Lamb is at number 3. You're now missing number 10
number
only.
10. That's a
Number
hard
10
one.
is. It might be Mike Evans.
It might.
He's rated at a 91.
Who was number 9?
Let's say Mike Evans, man.
Brandon Aiyuk
hold
was
on,
number
hold
9.
on.
So
If Aiyuk is at 9,
Let me give you the list. Tyreek Hill, number 1. Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, A.J. Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown is your top 5. Number 6 is Devontae Adams, Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs, Brandon Aiyuk, and blank.
DJ Moore's not on this list. It's crazy.
it's Madden for you.
How's DJ Moore not on the 90s? I'm sorry.
This is for all the marbles here. You have 1 miss left and 1 player left.
All right.
This worked out brilliantly.
see.
It's literally baffling me. How, it's gonna be easy. It's gonna be like, oh shit, that's of course that guy's on there.
Let's think of all of our teams.
Not a problem.
Garrett Wilson isn't up there yet.
Anyone from Houston on there?
No. We already said Stephon Diggs. They're not going to put
Nico-
Nico
like
Collins.
Nico
Right?
Collins.
He's not going to be a 91.
Kind of
A
similar,
91.
kind of similar to the DJ Moore thing. So yeah, that kind of makes sense for me too.
I like Mike Evans.
Chicago, Green Bay, Detroit, Minnesota.
I kind of like Mike Evans too.
Oh, Garrett Wilson.
No,
No, he's 85 last year.
Yeah.
84 last year.
All right, we need to pick boys in 3.
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans is number 10. Good work, boys. That's great work. You really circled that one for a minute.
Do you think Mike Evans is better than DJ Moore?
Hell no. Hell no.
I love Mike Evans and future Hall of Famer. He's not better right now than DJ Moore.
Nope.
That's
Let's get into the news. All right, boys, get into the news. His first story is wild. Have you ever heard of Ghoster Cerilis?
Of course, Ghost.
Big ghost.
Oh, big Ghost.
Who you going to call?
Ghost Cerilis.
There you
Yep,
go.
a former NFL player, Ghoster Cerilis, was arrested and accused of urinating on an elderly woman.
Ghost, what are you doing?
during a Delta flight. The former
Delta.
Lions,
Flying Delta.
yeah, the former Lions, Colts, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers lineman was taken off Delta 154, which had been going from Boston to Dublin before it turned around. He was arrested. Then he released a statement. And read it to you here.
Oh, here we go.
I'd like to address the media reports about me that surfaced today regarding the situation that occurred on board the flight to Ireland this past weekend. That situation being him
Peeing on a woman.
Obviously, he's not on a team. He's going to Ireland.
Yeah. The flight was unexpectedly delayed for approximately 4 hours, and it did not take off till after 12:30 a.m. In preparation for the unexpected flight, I took a sleeping medication that I don't normally use, which resulted in behavior that is not representative of my character. I would like to apologize to the passengers and the flight crew.
That man is not real.
I'm telling you right
now. This is the same flight. This is the same flight.
That resulted in behavior not representative of my character. What kind of sleeping pill is
Did he think he was at home and he got him and just
It's that
moseyed over to the bathroom?
What are these drugs like that? That's not a sleeping pill, man. That's
took that R. Kelly pill.
This is like
took that Kale's pill.
he took that.
5 foot for life.
Like, when I read that, I was like, what? Like, it's not marijuana. Like,
I don't know
you
if it
didn't take
makes
an
me. I
Addison.
didn't know. Like, I've taken sleeping pills. It doesn't make me pee on people or act
yeah.
drunk or whatever. Maybe
Side effects may include you urinating
maybe
on
like,
elderly women.
He's a sleepwalker, but like
Sleep peer.
I thought the story was gonna go. He fell asleep and then peed his pants.
That's what I thought
then
too.
he
I was like, okay, that makes a little more
behavior
sense.
that's not I'm like, oh, so you got up,
Yeah.
unzipped your pants, thought you were at the toilet.
like take that, bitch.
You imagine the lady though? She's like, what are you doing? Whoa!
Can we get a height weight on this man? I mean, he's a lineman.
me-
He's at least
What's his name?
6'4".
He's very tall and he's very big, so that's pretty scary.
His name's Ghost. Gosder.
Wow, I really spelled it like ghost. Gosder.
D-E-R.
D-E-R. Okay.
Cheer.
Ghoster. He is 40 years old.
40-year-old.
6'7", 360.
Oh my god.
6. Oh my god.
We gotta get measurements on
the
the way.
lady.
we gotta figure it out.
4'10", 85.
7.
Wow.
Tell you what. Never mind.
Why is he flying commercial?
How do you fit commercially?
That's
How do you
what I'm
fit?
saying.
That's
How
my
do you
question.
fit in a seat next to an old lady where like there's no way that you guys are both comfortable? You're 6'7",
Worst flight ever. You get
Yeah.
sat next to the 6'7", 316-pound guy.
and then he pees on you.
Wait, gets delayed 4.5 hours.
4.5 hours.
Then he stands up halfway out of his mind and pisses on you
Like take this,
So
bitch.
he did that
during
during
the delay.
So she had to sit there.
They're delayed.
So did she just take it?
You know what's even worse? Her bags are on the plane, but you can't reach them. So it's like, sorry.
Oh my god, what a wild story. Let's move on.
Yeah, that's nasty.
This is Angel's story. He put it in the news to make sure that it was covered today. Global and Brazilian superstar Anitta to perform at NFL's first game in Sao Paulo. Let's get Anitta up there.
Oh.
Here's how. No.
That wasn't even me. That was
Are we allowed to play like a segment of her music?
I don't want to get anything.
Yeah, pull it up.
I got.
Yeah, we could play a couple seconds of it. Anita, I guess it just goes by Anita, kind of like Zendaya. Is this their Zendaya? Is this Brazil's Zendaya?
I mean, she's.
I think she's more attractive than
She's
Zendaya.
pretty hot.
Jeez.
Tell you that.
So global superstar, is that a? I don't know if she's.
I've heard of her before.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So far.
All right, let's hear it.
Oh, that's the baby. Hold on.
Say, wow, her,
He's
her
on the
voice is a
side.
lot deeper than she.
Still the baby.
Oh, she's one of those. Hey,
Stop. I don't want to get
that's
trouble.
probably good right there. Man, it's gonna be a great Friday.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a great Friday.
Football and Anita. Anita, mommy.
She's gonna be trending in America so hard.
No mami. No mames, mommy. Diablo, mommy.
Yeah. I saw this in the.
I'm not watching the game with Angel. I'm not doing that for 3 hours.
So the way our news flow works, that Angel kind of stockpiles the news stories, and then I kind of decide what's going to be on the show. This was the first story on
4 different versions of this tweet.
Yeah, isn't football back? We're talking about a guy peeing on somebody and this.
Okay, let's get back to football here. Yeah, we strayed a little bit. This one blew my mind when I read it. The Bears. That's the Bears with Caleb Williams. The Bears with DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and Rome Odunze are the most bet under team on the season. That's 8.5 wins. Most people are betting under 8.5 win for the Chicago Bears. There's the slide of people not believing in this team all of a sudden. Is that from
This is from Green Bay.
Hard Knocks?
Hard
Or
Knocks, man.
Is that from
people-
Is that from Green Bay?
is this all in Wisconsin?
People just don't like Caleb Williams as a person. I think he's as a person, whatever. I don't care. He's a good football player. They're definitely going to get 9 wins.
Yeah, 8.5 wins.
That's just. I mean, people just don't like him because obviously he does stuff that's interesting.
the most. But this is the team like.
I mean, it's a combination of people not liking Caleb Williams because he's weird, and people not believing this coach.
Yeah.
And Matt Eberflus. Because I'd lean on that side of just.
That's definitely.
I just don't. I can't put. I'm not going to put my trust and put my money on this coach.
If it was like Vrabel or someone else, I would be like, oh, yeah, all the way.
I mean, we kind of gloss over it because of Caleb Williams and all the exciting things they did, but that was a very disappointing coaching decision. Because, like you said, Vrabel was available.
There's young hot shots.
Belichick was soon available after that.
And then you had the
all the young OCs,
the Slowick, Ben Johnson. That was just. I don't think they even interviewed. They did. I mean, obviously they didn't. They kept their head coach.
Yeah. I mean,
I guess next year they would be able, because once if he doesn't work out, you can.
I mean, I guess his saving grace is going to be if that defense just keeps balling. But
no, now they need to make the playoffs.
See, I don't like that story either. If he loses this coach and then goes into year 2 with another new coach, I've seen the story with young quarterbacks too many times to know it doesn't work.
Okay.
We know who bet the under.
Okay, Gabe.
Gabe's like, fuck
Trade
this
was
guy.
A trade is just completed in our league. We need to stop real quick.
Breaking news. Hold on.
Breaking news. Khalil Shakir has just been traded for Hollywood Brown. Did you just make a trade live on
Were you negotiating during the whole...
Listen, football doesn't stop, neither do I.
Did you just trade for Hollywood Brown?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just got Hollywood
For
Brown.
Khalil Shakir?
A little bit of a buy low.
Yeah. Old chest thing.
Yeah.
Beat me to it.
I want to talk about this real quick. I've been seeing this pop up a couple times, and I always want to talk about it because this is insane, needs to be appreciated, and needs to be celebrated. Ryan Poles, now that the trade is kind of complete,
is wild.
Absolutely owned. And that's just the nicest word I could think. And other words came to mind.
Don't say it.
The Carolina Panthers in this trade.
I'll say it. No, it's kind of.
I mean, look, I'm putting the graphic up right now, but we'll read through it. Bryce Young goes to Carolina, right? That's the pick that represented Bryce Young. Look at everything that went back the other way. For that is a franchise-changing move. Caleb Williams, your franchise quarterback. DJ Moore, wide receiver 1. Darnold Wright. Is he starting right now?
He's the right tackle.
Starting right tackle.
And he's pretty good.
Torrey Taylor's a punter. Doesn't really matter. Tyreek Stevenson is a stud.
He is a outside perimeter corner, a very good corner.
Starter at the least. Probably better than that. And a second-round pick. So a bunch of notes on that. But also another round pick.
Second-round pick for next year.
That's crazy.
And you still haven't completed this whole thing, and you don't even know if Bryce Young is good. God.
This trade is like one of the wildest things I've ever seen.
And look what's done for the Bears. Look like that's why I like going
Look
on.
what it's done for the Panthers.
It's buying into. It's a lot of bad things happen to make this this thing happen. Bad ownership, obviously Carolina. Bad GMing, becoming desperate to get relevant, really good.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just takes time. The Bears didn't get this way in 1 year. It took them a couple of years. If you remember,
Ryan Poles said, "I have a 3-year plan."
Yeah, it takes years to get this. You have to struggle through, and not struggle. You had to go through the Fields era, but while you're doing that, you were able to get Darnold Wright. You were able to get Sweat. You were to develop that stud defense. It takes time. The Panthers want to do it in 1 year.
He's either the smartest man in the NFL, or he got super lucky,
or he went to the dumbest man in the NFL.
Yeah, that's true. Also, what really the unsung hero here is the Texans, right? Winning that game last week.
Yep.
Them getting the first overall pick. That's what they end up flipping for all this.
Yep.
And that's what changed the course of the NFL history.
And then changed it for the Texans themselves too, because they got to draft CJ Stroud.
All right, question: if this was CJ Stroud on the Panthers, how would you view it?
Still incredibly lopsided.
Okay, yeah, but because it's still lopsided.
But yet the Panthers are in a much better situation, obviously.
But it's that's what I'm saying. It's still lopsided no matter what quarterback you put there, because you gave up 4 starters, two of which are stars.
I mean, 2 of which are all-pro type players.
Yeah.
Darnold Wright, we'll see. Tyreek Stevenson, those are Pro Bowl at least type guys.
Tyreek Stevenson's a good corner.
Plus a second-round pick. It's just such a good move, and just a series of good moves. Because he makes this move, he doesn't take the bait with any of those quarterbacks. He passes on them. Mm-hmm. And then he doesn't take the bait with keeping Justin Fields this year. Goes for Caleb Williams, makes that right move. Mm-hmm. I think he should have traded him earlier. Probably got some better return on him. Yeah. But just bravo to Ryan Poles. Yeah, because these GMs get crapped on because they make some stupid decisions sometimes. Joe Shane.
Yeah, and now he's not going to. Now, if he gets fired, they're idiots because he rebuilt this thing in literally 3 years.
Yeah, you get a pass if you rebuild the Bears.
Yeah.
That
from nothing.
Yeah. Let's move on here. The Vikings are signing cornerback Stephon Gilmore. 1 year, $10 million deal. A couple high-end DB veterans.
He's too good to be not signed.
A couple high-end DB veterans make it late into the preseason here unsigned. Justin Simmons just signed. Stephon Gilmore off the board now. Stephon Gilmore on the Vikings, sure.
He's a good man-to-man corner, obviously good veteran corner. Surprised he got more than Justin Simmons, but corners are just more valuable. Apparently, he just Maybe his number was just too high. This is a good middle ground because he's a starting quality cornerback.
Yeah, I think that's a good move by the Vikings. A nice. I mean, to add this late in preseason is awesome.
So him and Byron Murphy, Blackman, their corner just went down. So they're trying to fill that role.
Let's check in again on the Niners and Aiyuk. Oh, God. All right, here we go. Latest here. The 49ers and Brandon Aiyuk are progressing on a long-term contract extension. Had another meeting yesterday. It went well, apparently.
They're being
that means nothing at this point.
They're both being so, they're both being so petty in the like. Actually, I want this here. I want this little.
The difference at this point is probably like $50,000.
Yeah, or it's like incentives
money,
or like
incentives.
whatever. It's all the small stuff.
Where's my locker? Where's my parking spot?
Like, because they're both proven to be petty, like both sides. I'm just so tired of this. I'm so tired of the no news.
I think everyone's tired. Everyone's just like, no. I doubt this is even being followed that closely anymore.
Yeah.
People are just over it. People are like, he's gonna sign
They're
there.
just waiting
whatever.
for the breaking news. Yeah.
Everything I've heard like recently is that the Steelers didn't offer him as much money as he thought they were going to, so he went back to the table with the Niners, and now him and the Niners are possibly working it out. All this to say, Aiyuk, no one wants to pay you like a top receiver in the league because you're not that yet. You very well could be, but you haven't shown to be that yet, and so I think the league's kind of pushing back here. Another one that I don't have in here that I want to bring up real quick, and I apologize for not putting it in here. The Jamar Chase thing is very interesting here.
He's not.
He is straight holding out.
I don't like it.
He still has 2 years left on his contract. He's trying to get paid early. I don't really know why.
I don't like it.
Wouldn't you want to wait until everyone signed
At
and
least
then
wait another
go
year,
for it?
That and like, I want players to get their money, but like, bro, you got 2 years under contract that you signed. Like
it's
that's a little bit.
I mean, the GM did
super
make the first
diva-y.
move though. The GM made the first move saying, "I'll bend over backwards for him." It's like,
That's the owner.
Oh, the owner.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the owner said that.
It feels like the Bengals can't get out of their own way right now. Did you hear? I heard this on a podcast that Joe Burrow, his injury from last year, that he's not throwing the ball 3 days in a row, and because no quarterback has ever had that injury or whatever to that severity, so he's literally not throwing the ball 3 days in a row. And then he was seen at practice wearing gloves and no gloves, like on his throw.
Yes, I saw that. Yep.
Trying to figure it out.
There's something going on in Cincinnati.
Well, Joey, you said it. I think you were the one here that said you foresee a season. Yeah, a disaster season.
The vibes are no bueno right now.
Hendrickson is pissed.
Henriksen's pissed.
On the trading block.
If T. Higgins even gets a nosebleed,
T. Higgins is there, but he's not happy about it.
yeah. If he gets a nosebleed, like I am sitting down.
About 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And the owner's trying to bend over.
He's just trying to get to New England's money next year.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow can't throw the ball for 3 days in a row.
Jeez.
I don't, because I wish I had this in front of me. Like the injury he had last year, he went around to different like spectrums of the football world. No quarterback has had this injury. So he's trying to figure out how to deal with it, whatever. And the Bengals plan
it's
is
the wrist.
Yeah,
the wrist, right?
It was a Thursday night game, right? It wasn't even like a big hit.
The Bengals just don't know how to do it. So like we're gonna not have him throw 3 days in a row. But he's a quarterback, so I don't. Yeah. It's the vibes in Cincinnati are immaculate.
Not good.
It's not good. And then we still have questions about whether their O-line has gotten better. Obviously, on paper, they've gotten better, but that interesting stuff happening over there.
Yep. I think their rookie I think Amarius Mims just went down for a couple weeks as well.
Sweet.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
So, yeah, things are looking good in Cincinnati. But, hey, they're getting a new practice facility.
Hey, there you go.
Good job, Cincy.
Yeah, they'll pay for that, but they won't pay T. Higgins. They won't pay Trey Hendrickson. They won't pay Jamar Chase.
Okay, so Bengals are struggling. We're used to the Commanders struggling.
Yes, we are.
But it looks like it's a little turnaround here.
They're taking command.
Very nice. I was slow to this train, and I think you kind of were low. You're definitely before me on this. Commanders are coming, man. I'm about this Jayden Daniels fella.
It feels.
I'm about this Jayden Daniels guy. I like him.
I'm making noises.
Expected. I know. I was like, is he gonna say something? Or should I move on?
Moaning over there.
over here.
Adam Schefter reporting expected, but now official. Commanders head coach Dan Quinn named rookie number 2 overall pick Jayden Daniels as Washington's new number 1 quarterback. Daniels is now slated to start opening day against Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers. So Jayden Daniels, the second rookie to be named starting quarterback. We expect maybe Bo Nix soon here.
And then also we're waiting on they're on the Patriot situation with Drake May and Brissett. But obviously right now Caleb Williams week 1 and now Jayden Daniels.
Yeah. So Jayden Daniels, I think they did their best to surround him with as much talent as they could. I think what remains to be seen is like, did they sign the right guys? because they signed like 2015's All-Star team.
Yeah, so on defense, Bobby Wagner, obviously.
Bobby Wagner, Zach
Frankie
Ertz,
Louvu with the linebacker. He's not really
Austin
he's not really a
Eckler.
veteran.
Yeah,
No.
jeez.
But they've done things that to make it easier for him, because last year that line was just straight ass. So I think they've fixed that a little bit. They defensively.
Who did they add to the line?
Allegretti, the guard from Kansas City, who
Kind of
fit
a
in
rotational
nicely.
guard, but played well in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm blanking out now. They added one more guy and completely
Yeah,
blanking
you just
out.
said it last draft. Totally
Yeah,
forgot.
yeah. But they've worked on it still, and then they've drafted. I think they drafted a young tackle, so that we'll see where that goes. But they're addressing it. They're trying to make it better.
It starts with the quarterback, right? And
Yeah.
CJ Stroud didn't have much to work with last year. He had
Tunzel, and that's
a
about it.
very injured offensive line.
Yeah.
Weapons, which at that point were very unproven. Tank Dell, 165 pounds or whatever, and Nico Collins, who I think hadn't broken 500 yards in a season 2 years in a row. So he didn't have much to work with either. This very well might be this year's Texans. Like, if there is a team, and I don't always like that kind of terminology, even though that's what the show's going to be today. But if there's any team that's going to be this year's Texans, it has to be the Commanders, right?
Yeah, it's what's the saying? History doesn't repeat itself, but it like rhymes. This is looking a lot similar to that Texans team where number 2 overall quarterback, talented guy, defensive-minded head coach who makes the defense play a little better than what they're on paper should play. And now it just takes a little bit of rookie magic or luck or whatever you want to call it to make this team a competitive team. And then obviously, Scary Terry been one of the most underrated wideouts in the league, so they have that.
Well, I was going to say, their weapons are, I think, definitely could use an upgrade, but not bad. Like,
People look at Daniel Jones.
I'm still in on Jahan Dotson, and I think they are too. I think it was a little bit of a motivational tactic they're going with, but from what I've read and what I've seen, he has been in the slot, like in camp with the starting unit.
They can't quit him. They're trying to convince themselves, but they can't quit him.
And then, Luke McCaffrey making a little noise over there.
De'Ami Brown.
He caught that long touchdown.
Brown? Is it
De'Ami.
Sorry.
De'Ami Brown caught that long touchdown from Jaylen Daniels.
Yeah.
So they got a couple weapons there, and of course Austin Eckler, Brian Robinson, who I think a lot of people are sleeping on. I think he's the lead guy this year, and Austin Eckler's more of a third down guy. But it has to be exciting for the Commanders. They lose the owner, who was super toxic.
He was like a racist, sexist, massage. Great guy.
But now you have your franchise quarterback. This is another team. Them and the Bears. If they would have nailed the head coach hire, like that would it would have been such.
Both of them.
You would have really felt good.
Because it's a thing. Like, I've forgotten that they'd hired Dan Quinn up until now, when all the Jaylen Daniels talk has been happening. Like any other team, they hired this guy.
Yep.
You would have brought up Commanders. I forgot. I don't remember who they hired.
Dan Quinn's career coaching record is 500, and his playoff record is 2-3.
Yeah,
so
he got known by being the Legion of Boom's defensive coordinator.
Then he went to Atlanta, and they lost to the.
But he's never really had incredible success as a head coach.
Yeah, we did go to Super Bowl, so that's successful-ish.
As head coach?
Yeah.
Oh, with Atlanta.
That was the 28-3.
That was obviously the 28-3. So it's kind of like they went there.
If you have a Super Bowl on your record, that's not the one you want.
Yeah. Like you went there, but you got your ass kicked. Actually, no, embarrassed.
How would we be looking at like a hire like this had they just held on to that Super Bowl?
Oh well,
Doug Peterson.
It wouldn't Dougie P. It's fair.
Dougie P's in trouble too.
Shout out to Dougie P.
Let's move on here to Angels Denver Broncos. We'll land here before we move on. Dan Rossini reporting that the buzz surrounding the Broncos rookie quarterback Bo Nix is real, and she expects the team to name him as their starting quarterback soon. Sean Payton possibly going with a rookie quarterback. I think that's surprising to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And Bo Nix being the guy possibly to turn this Broncos organization around in a lot of people's minds. Also surprising.
So this is what, they did this game where they drafted him, and then they were like, well, he's going to fight for the quarterback spot. So the first unofficial depth chart was Stidham, and then Zach Wilson, and then Bo Nix. But this is all just because the NFL needed a depth chart. But yeah, this was always the plan. It's just nice to see. Sean Payton has been like you draft him, and he's like believing all the way, like, this is my guy. And he supposedly didn't rush him, but he's starting week 1. I mean, whatever. I'm very the vibes in Denver Bronco Nation, or whatever we call ourselves, is very, very high, because we waited a long time for a quarterback, a long time, 6 years, long time, like Paxton Lynch long days.
Do you
Paxton Lynch?
Do you have anything to say to the Bronco fans who see you as the head of anti-Bo Nix.
Yeah. Fuck you. I've always been Bo Nix. I've always been pro Bo Nix.
Okay, then at least explain the clip.
Okay. The clip that we'll play it right now.
Broncos are on the clock, so nothing else matters.
Oh,
And the pick is in already.
wow.
Sean Payton wasted no time.
Bo Nix, Spencer Rattler. Any chance?
Bo Nix at 12.
Any chance?
Look, the speed in which that pick flew in, it might be Bo Nix. If it's Bo Nix, let's just do it. I'm all in. I won't have anything negative to say. Yeah. I can't get over Bo Nix. It would be too high for a Bo Nix that may be a reach. Here comes Roger.
Here we go, boys. Broncos.
In the 2024 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Bo Nix.
Whoa! Angel has left the building. Bo Nix.
Okay, the reaction was the 6th quarterback taken with the first 12 picks. And the reaction was, from everything that I did, my draft study, and everyone else, I was like, well, Bo Nix at 12 is a little bit early. It might be a reach. So obviously, when it happens, we have reactions, and I reacted very dramatic. I'm a very dramatic person. And if you listen to the show, we were like, well, I hope it works out. Because it's 6th quarterback taken in the first 12 picks. Usually it's like bottom of the barrel kind of quarterback because there's 5 quarterbacks that are picked ahead of you for a reason by 5 other GMs and pro scouts who deemed Bo Nix not as good as those other 5. So you're like, okay, if these experts don't think he's the top 5, why should I? So I didn't want to hot take, he's going to be the best quarterback in this. I'm like, well, I'm just going to be safe because I've seen this before. I'll do it again. Drew Lock, Paxton Lynch, Case Keenum, Mark Sanchez. There's so many quarterbacks. Trevor Siemian, where you think oh, this guy could be the guy, and then it turns out that they're not. So I'm cautiously optimistic.
Well, your actions weren't, I'm going to play it safe with this. Your actions were, I hate this pick.
Yeah. Well, I was just that's how I felt. I'm like, I can't believe we picked this guy. And no one thought he'd be picked number 12, and he's picked number 12.
Okay, so for the record, are you still not all in on Bo Nix? You said cautiously optimistic.
I'm still am.
You're not all in yet. You're not like, this is our guy yet.
I'm not all in.
That's responsible.
I'm more in though because of what I've seen.
You're such a jerk.
I'm gonna clip it. We'll see how they react. But no, I mean,
he set you up, Angel.
I know Angel and Terrell are resident Bronco fans. Are they going to be the happiest people in the room if Bo Nix is the guy for the Denver Broncos? So chill. Let's take a quick break. When we get back, we're gonna get into the players that will surprise us all for the 2024-2025 season. Be right back.
Got a message for Jerry Jones.
Pay them both. Stop playing and pay them both.
I don't know what's going on, buddy, but you need to get it going here. Basically, every major quarterback that's been out there has gotten paid, and our guy is still out there. I think the fans deserve a little better.
All right, you got any message for Jerry Jones?
Jerry Jones, you said we're going all in this year. You said that last year. We didn't go all in. We're losing players left and right. You didn't sign anybody. And then you're nickel and diamond CeeDee Lamb. Come on, bro. What are we doing? Come on, Jerry. Let's get it together.
Let's pay the guys. Let's get some freaking playoff wins, and let's get that Super Bowl. Let's invest in us.
He says he's all in, but let's see how much in he's in.
I want something like a broken record, but pay the guys, man.
And let the people you hired do their job and stay up out of it.
All in, right? All in.
Let's make it happen, Jerry. Let's go.
Hey, you heard it, Jerry.
Okay, we're back with 5 players that will surprise us all this year. Guys that we think are still in relative obscurity. People not really on the radar of the big shows because they're all talking about the same things. Or the just NFL conversations that we've been around. A couple of guys who we think no one is talking enough about and we think are really going to explode onto the NFL scene this year. I have 3, so let me go first. And we'll go back and forth here. My first one is the Houston Texans cornerback, Derek Stingley. Now, Derek Stingley taken 3rd overall once upon 2022. Derek Stingley, I'm going to call him this year's Trent McDuffie. I think this is the year Derek Stingley explodes onto the NFL scene as the next great cornerback, the ball hawk, the swaggy defensive back that we all love. And I think he's going to get some Defensive Player of the Year attention as well because he's going to be playing for the Texans, who's going to be on primetime games, going to be playing big games, probably in the playoffs as well. I think Derek Stingley this year is about to take off. Last year, 5 interceptions, tied for second, had an 81.8 PFF score. in its first preseason action this year, had a 97 PFF grade, was targeted 3 times. In those 3 times, he forced 2 incompletions and picked off 1. I think it was a pick 6, the one he took off. I mean, I think he's about to absolutely take on, I think, a lot of the identity of this Texans defense. Will Anderson is great, and he's a leader in the locker room, but he's not a very, media darling type leader. You know what I'm saying? He's not Ray Lewis. So he's not a very charismatic leader. I say it like that. And other than that, it's not a lot of names that most people would know. No one's going to know Danico Autry. Not a lot of people are going to know Al Shahir. No one's going to know those guys. They're great players. Even the big Daniel Hunter. He's not really even a household name. But I think Derek Stingley is going to become the face of this defense and one of the best cornerbacks in the league.
Yeah, Stingley's always had the talent. And last year, obviously, with the hire of D'Amico Ryans, has really blossomed into a premier corner. And now, year 2, you kind of expect, okay, last year you kind of came on the scene. Year 2, this is your 3rd year, 4th year. Yeah. This is when you should bloom into what you are. This is if you're not, this is like as best you're going to be physically. I'm on board, and he's
taken 3 overall.
Yeah, and rightfully so, because before last year, he always had the skill set and the talent to become that. Yeah. And then now it's no coincidence that as soon as he became good, the other team, the whole defense as a unit became good, and they've only surrounded him with talent. And I think good pass rushers with Daniel Hunter being added to that Will Anderson year 2 will only make him better.
Yeah, and this defense secondary is looking good too as well. They signed C.J. Henderson and Jeff Okudah, who are recently high draft picks, and neither of them won that second cornerback job. This year's rookie from Georgia, Kamari Lassiter, has locked up that job. So now they have young Derek Stingley in his 3rd year, Kamari Lassiter, who beat out a couple of first-round, top 5 picks, top 10 picks. A lot to be excited about with the Texans. And really, this defense is kind of the thing no one's – and I get it. C.J. Stroud is on everyone's radar, especially with fantasy football. C.J. Stroud, Joe Mixon, Stephon Diggs, all that. But this defense I think, might be the real unit that stabilizes an organization that hasn't enjoyed a lot of success in its a lifetime.
Yeah, it's the vibes in and Houston are obviously good, but defensively they're getting, like you said, a little overlooked. Even though that's a big part of their identity is playing good, strong defense and letting Stroud and their offense kind of figure out because it didn't take Stroud week 1 to figure it out. It took a couple 2 or 3 weeks to get going, and in that time the Texans played well. Yeah, Stingley's he's a good freaking corner, and I hope this happens because then in the course of 2 years the Texans would have gotten cornerstones in C.J. Stroud, Will Anderson, and Stingley. Yeah. That's how you build a franchise. And obviously Tunzel and those other guys.
Yeah, so Derek Stingley, this year's Trent McDuffie. What do you got?
Oh, yeah, my first one is shout out to the NFC North. Sam Darnold and the Vikings will make the playoffs.
Oh.
Listen. Last year.
Hot. Whoa.
Last year, the Minnesota Vikings finished 7-10. That's with 8 starts from Kirk Cousins, who was playing phenomenally. Yeah. And 9 starts from a combo of Josh Dobbs, Jaron Hall, and Nick Mullins. We all can agree, physically, Sam Darnold is a better quarterback than those three quarterbacks. Yeah. Even so, with those 3 quarterbacks plus a Kirk, they were ranked 11th in total yards per game, 10th in yards per play, 5th in yards per game, and this was all with 4 quarterbacks with Justin Jefferson missing 6-7 games.
6 games.
This is more of a Kevin O'Connell take than it is Sam Darnold, but he's the quarterback.
Love Kevin O'Connell.
I really see this year, and we've seen it happen before. I think this trend's gonna continue. He might be this year's Baker Mayfield after last year's Geno Smith.
That's a good comp.
I'm kind of seeing it kind of same because the weapons are there. T.J. Hawkinson will get there when he gets there. But you still have the best freaking wideout in the league, Justin Jefferson.
You have a decent O-line.
Jordan Addison, when he's not driving, he's a phenomenal guy. He's a phenomenal football player. You have a good O-line.
To be fair, he wasn't driving when he
he was sleeping.
He was sleeping.
It's just
that makes it better.
Kevin O'Connell, obviously, his first year, he led the Vikings 13-4. They lost to the Giants, but still 13-4. And he tied Gaze Boy LaFleur and Jim Harbaugh for the second most wins for a rookie head coach. Last year, obviously, they were on a good start. Kirk Cousins gets hurt. Obviously, your season turns. That one you kind of throw it away because they were so banged up. This year, I really am buying into the fact that the Vikings, we just said Gilmore gets added. Van Ginkel, right, from Miami gets added. They still have the pieces on defense to be passable. Then offensively, they have every weapon to make an average quarterback play a little better. They have a good head coach slash play caller, Jefferson, Addison, Hawkinson. There's not much you can ask for. It's probably the most talented team Sam Darnold has ever been a part of, who's also a number 2 pick overall.
Yeah.
So I'm just seeing Ryan Wall, like, this might be a sneaky playoff team. The Bucks of last year, the Seahawks of 2022.
Yeah.
I'm kind of seeing it here.
He was decent with DJ Moore and like a healthy Panthers team. If you remember that season,
Yeah, he finished-
everything kind of went to crap that season as far as injury wise.
Yeah.
But he, like, the last time he had a healthy, somewhat talented team around him, he was a very passable quarterback. I guess what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that was that year in 2022, 7 touchdowns, 3 picks, 1,100 yards, 92 quarterback rating. So
And then he got hurt.
Yeah, then he got hurt, and obviously last year with the Niners, you know, played where he could.
But the name you brought up, the difference maker, and I think people aren't appreciating this guy, is Kevin O'Connell. Like, this guy, like, I wanted to ask you right now. So if the Vikings get stupid, because teams do this, Andy Reid got fired once upon a time by my own Eagles.
Yeah.
If the Vikings get impatient and stupid and think we're sick of losing, maybe it's Kevin O'Connell's fault and they fire him.
They can't. They won't.
With guys like Ben Johnson, Slowick, and those guys on the market, is Kevin O'Connell still the top guy?
Top.
If those guys are on the market, Ben Johnson, Slowick.
He's right there with him.
I put him overall.
I was about to say, because he obviously he's above because he's a head coach and he's already doing it. We don't appreciate the fact that they didn't have Justin Jefferson out there. They had rookie Jordan Addison and Josh Dobbs, Jaron Hall, and Nick Mullins playing quarterback.
Alexander Madison in the backfield.
And one of those games they had Josh Dobbs off of 3 days practice, kind of just out there just ad-libbing, hey, do this, this is your first read.
He's McVay East.
Yeah, and you could see how, like, obviously J.J. McCarthy, it would have been a little different, maybe, but
what could have been.
But Sam Darnold just being a quarterback, just get the ball to the right playmakers.
It'd be cool to see Sam Darnold have a Geno Smith type revival. Like,
Yeah,
that
that-
would be fun for him.
Yeah, then next year he'll sign with, I don't know.
Well, not for Gabe, I guess, the Packer fan.
No, it should.
How crazy would it be though? If
This is a good team.
the Bears maybe miss out because the Vikings overtake them in that division.
And yeah,
that would be wild.
That might be like the narrative for that over/under when it comes to Chicago. A lot of people are starting to believe in the Vikings a little more.
Not to
Knowing
mention the
knowing
Lions
not
still
the
being in
Lions
that
and the
division as well.
Packers. Yeah. So I mean,
holy cow.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's
I like
a fun
it.
division.
Yeah, so watch out for the Vikings.
Making the playoffs.
Making the playoffs.
Okay, my next players or teams that are going to surprise you this year is my boy Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin is this year's DJ Moore. Listen.
That's why that trade went down there.
I've been spending a lot of time on Terry McLaurin lately, and I did just trade for him in our own I guess show league now. Everyone in the leagues in the show.
It's like the bench, the staff bench.
At least
whatever.
you know he believes in it.
I traded for McLaurin. Yeah, it's a real take. I actually traded for this guy. I traded away DK Metcalf. Okay, so decent compensation here. But this is not a fantasy conversation. I think in real life, Terry McLaurin is going to take his spot in the top 10 type receivers conversation, just like DJ Moore did when he left Carolina and went to Chicago. Let me tell you the story of did I say it right? Yeah. Let me tell you the story of Terry McLaurin so far. In McLaurin's now 5 seasons, he has played with 11 different quarterbacks. 11 quarterbacks in 5 seasons.
That's a ridiculous number to have.
These names are even more crazy. Case Keenum, Dwayne Haskins, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Colt McCoy, Alex Smith.
Rest in peace to his leg.
Kyle Allen, Taylor Heineke, Garrett Gilbert, who I completely just forgot existed on the face of the earth.
That's a made-up name. That's not a real person.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, the ghost of Carson Wentz, Sam Howell, and now this year, Jaylen Daniels will be his 11th quarterback in 5 years. But for the first 4 years of that career anyway, 1,000 yards each year with all those different guys. 1,000 yards. He's played with just one quarterback who had a above league average quarterback rating, and that was Kyle Allen, who only played for 4 games. All that to say, he has played with the most bad quarterbacks of any of the receivers we're talking about. Because we talked about DJ Moore for years. Like, get him a good quarterback, what happens?
Yeah.
DK Metcalf's kind of in the same conversation. Yeah. He had the bad version of Russell Wilson, then Geno Smith. Who else is kind of like that? Great receiver, maybe quarterback holding back. Right now, you think of Devontae Adams.
Well, my guy, this obviously, George Pickens in Pittsburgh, obviously.
Imagine doing that like 11 times for 5 years. That's been Terry McLaurin. 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons. I think last year he was just under 1,000 yards with Sam Howell. 20th in the league in yards per game since entering the league. Cliff Kingsbury's offense has ranked top 10 in wide receiver target share every year of his coaching career. I think Terry McLaurin this year, as long as Jaylen Daniels is what I think he is going to be right back in that conversation. Just 28 years old still, and we're going to see finally the version that we've always wanted to see.
Yeah, we've always known that Scary Terry's a dog, a complete alpha.
Absolutely.
But we've always been within the names that you've listed and the quarterbacks that we've seen. We're like, man, this guy can never become what he's supposed to become with these quarterbacks. And now at age 28, he's still in his prime physically. He can still do most things. If I gets a quarterback that has pedigree, that has not just hype, but has stats and is a proven winner.
Yeah, I was also thinking like he's not only the number one option on this team, he's really the only skill position player that's in his prime.
Yeah.
Because you have like Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler. Brian Robinson is what he is. He's not really a star. Yeah. Austin Eckler's obviously past his prime. Everyone else in the receiving core is young and not proven yet.
Yeah. Dwamie Brown, unproven.
Yeah.
Dotson, good rookie year, faded into nothingness in his second year.
Luke McCaffrey, we got to see if he's in the league just because of his brother.
Yeah, third-round pick, so you're not going to put much into it.
And then Zach Ertz obviously is very, very old. So I think Terry McLaurin is just by far the guy who's going to see a ton of targets this year from Jaylen Daniels, and I'm pretty pumped for him.
It wouldn't be surprised. It'd be surprising, but it'd be like I think the league kind of sees this guy's been going through the hard times. We'd be like, finally, this guy finally got his flowers. Maybe an all pro. You'd like to see this because he's been struggling with a terrible ownership, GM, head coach for years.
Terry McLaurin, this year's DJ Moore. Cool. What you got?
Yeah. Will Levis. Will Levis will lead.
Dog.
Will Levis. Will Levis will lead the league in passing yards.
So he's this year's Tua, huh?
He's this year's Tua.
Wow.
Last year, 8 touchdowns, 4 picks, 1,800 yards. This offseason, added Calvin Ridley, Tyler Boyd, Tony Pollard, in addition to DeAndre Hopkins, Tajay Spears, and Treylon Burks.
Yep.
That's pretty good weapons for. Go ask Daniel Jones. Go ask young Justin Fields how hard it is to get weapons around you in your first or second year.
Yeah.
New head coach Brian Callahan since day one has committed to this guy, loves this guy, so we're in a base our offense around him. Their entire offense based around passing the ball. Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears aren't these guys who are going to grind, who are going to run the ball through, between the tackles, grind out. There's a pass-first, aggressive offense.
Totally different from what they have been the last 10 years.
And last year, obviously, O-line was a total shit show for the last 2-3 years since the Ben Jones, Lawan era kind of left there. Obviously, signed center Lloyd Cushenberry, and then this year, number 7 overall, J.C. Latham. So you're seeing improvements there. You see the playmakers being increased, and not only increased, but the depth of these playmakers now you have 2 running backs, you have 4 wideouts, with Treylon Burks 3.5, I guess, and a play caller
that's so disrespectful,
and a play caller who's backed him up since day one.
Yeah,
and Will Levis' thing is that he's been a gunslinger. He said since the draft process, I want to show off my big arm. That's all he wanted to do. Pause.
Whoa. He said recently as well. He said, I'm a downhill runner. And that's just part of my game. That's real quick fantasy-wise.
Yeah,
if he's saying, I'm going to run the ball now.
This kind of ties so, and last year, obviously, Tua led the league at 4,624 yards. I'm telling you.
What was the number? 4,600?
46.
You can do that.
I think even with the early injury from Hopkins, I think the depth and the aggressive play calling with the aggressive quarterback, I could very easily see Will Levis leading the league in passing yards. And this doesn't mean that you're a good quarterback. It just means that you could throw for a lot of yards. Last year, Tua, 4,600 yards was not in the MVP conversation at all.
Yeah.
This doesn't equate to you being a good quarterback. It just means that you could throw for a lot of yards and you're in the right system. I really do think Will Levis and this Titans team are going to lead the league in passing yards.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know that much about his system. But so it's a pass-heavy system.
It's that's why they got Boyd, because it's a lot of 3 wideout sets. That's why they got Boyd, and Burks will just play wherever he can.
So he's going to get a shot at it. And I think what he did last year is going to now pay dividends in that he got to just get his feet wet.
Yeah.
People always reference Peyton Manning's first year and how crap it was.
Yeah.
But guess what? It did. It let him get his feet wet. It let him make mistakes and not worry about, Oh, are they going to bench me? Are they bringing me back this year? They totally gave this guy confidence. Like, we let you wet your feet. Now we're going to bring you back with a better line, all the things you said, and give you a real chance. And I think Justin Fields would be jealous.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of people would be jealous. Like, they're actually, he's going to get a real shot. Whether or not he makes it in this league, at least he'll know, like, I had every chance that, like, I could have wished for.
Yeah.
And, you know.
And I saw most, if not all, of Will Levis's games. He's not a bad quarterback. He's not a bad quarterback. He has the tools to be a good quarterback. You've seen last year against Pittsburgh Thursday night. You saw the makings. Okay, he has a bad line, but he's not like Jameis Winston, where he'll just chuck it just no matter what. He's a little bit more.
Hey.
Winston, yeah. We should get his jersey on the wall.
It's an all-time great.
I'm just saying, like, Will Levis, I know he didn't throw for a lot. First game, four touchdowns and 4 in the last 8. So it wasn't very, or however many starts it was. Wasn't very great, but I think year 2, feet wet. Brian Callahan adding weapons, adding to this O-line. So now he has time to throw to his 4 deep wideout room with Tajay Spears and Tony Pollard, who are both kind of third down screen guys, outlet guys. I think there's a real opportunity. They just give Will Levis the keys and say, just go.
If nothing else, he has a big arm.
Yeah.
Like, the guy has a cannon.
Yeah. We have to stop. He's a player.
I think he has. Yes, sir. He has elite traits. Like, to be like, where you could see, okay, I could see someone making something out of that.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see, like, what kind of quarterback teacher Callahan is, because that's gonna make a world difference. But he's like the most raw, talented quarterback I've seen in a long time actually get to play.
But yeah, and with that,
you know what I'm saying? Like, that guy's usually like Joe Milton. You know, he's a third string. We're just seeing him in preseason kind of mess around and just kind of always be left to wonder what that looks like if you just let him go play. Yeah. We're gonna get to see it. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, and if anything, it'll just be exciting because Will Levis will throw the ball down the field. Calvin Ridley is a downfield. That's what he's best at because he's a very fast guy and he just goes down the field. Hopkins will play the middle. Boyd will kind of finish up. We'll just see what the hell.
Burks is going to be starting from this weekend. Yeah. So he might be cracking this starting lineup.
And then obviously you have a two-headed backfield with
Not to
Pollard
mention Chiga Kwankwo is another.
Yeah, they have weapons and they have an improved O-line. I'm almost 100% on board with Will Levis.
I like it.
Leading the league in yards. This doesn't mean he's a good quarterback. It just means that he can lead the league in
I hate that
yards.
you're saying that. I wish
Fine.
you just go with it.
Well, I guess if you lead, you're a good quarterback, I guess.
Yeah, if you lead the league in
top 5
yards, you're a pretty quarterback.
Yeah, top 5 last year in yards were Tua, Jared Goff, Dak Prescott, Josh Allen, and Purdy. Those good quarterbacks.
Great quarterbacks.
Okay, and it varies between elite levels of quarterback play. Those guys too.
All right, here's my last one, guys. And listen, I'm an Eagles fan, and I feel like I tend to chill out on the Eagles talk because I don't want to be too much. But today, screw that. Okay. Saquon Barkley is this year's Christian McCaffrey. Saquon Barkley is about to re-enter the fray. Just like when we totally forgot about Christian McCaffrey before we went to the Niners. Like, he was a guy we were ready to ship off. His ankles don't work. He's always injured. He's never going to be an every down back. Is he a receiver? Maybe he's just a receiver. Did Cam Newton just make him a thing? These were all questions we were asking about Christian McCaffrey. Now he's a guy who we're like, hey, listen, if running backs were able to win MVPs, that would be the one to do it over and over again. I think Saquon Barkley's on the road to that similar kind of kind of rebirth to his career. I wish it would happen a little earlier because he's 28 years old now. Yeah. But Saquon Barkley last year, Eagles had the second best overall O-line grade. Giants had the worst in the NFL.
That's literally night and day.
And to be fair, Jason Kelsey's now gone, but Cam Jurgens, very highly rated as well, handpicked by Jason Kelsey. I think he's going to slide in just fine. He's not Jason Kelsey yet, but maybe he will be one day. But right now, he's an above-average center, so chill and all that.
Yeah.
I think Saquon Barkley's going to not only benefit from, like, overall, like, the line play, but just the offense. Like, going from the Giants offense and Daniel Jones and how little they were even playing in the red zone.
Yeah.
Like, having to score from 30 yards out if you're going to score to, like, I think DeAndre Swift was, like, top 10 in red zone carries last year. He couldn't do anything with them, but now enter Saquon Barkley, give him those red zone carries. That's going to be awesome. Giants ranked 30th in yards before contact. So 1.9. Eagles ranked first in yards before 2.8 yards before running backs were touched in the Eagles offense.
That's pretty good.
That's killer. And I just think This O-line, Saquon Barkley, they paid him a bunch of money. I think the Eagles noticed last year that they need to kind of rebrand the offense, kind of give us something that's a little more sustainable than Jalen Hurts always having to have to do something down the field with Devonta Smith or AJ Brown. I think Saquon's that guy, and I think they're going to use him. They signed him that money for a reason.
Yeah, it's a pretty good comp to CMC because before he went to the Niners, obviously it was like, well, this guy's not ever going to be back to what he used to be. He's always hurt, and all of a sudden now he was our MVP pick for most of the season last year.
Yeah.
Saquon's, and I'm not sure if there's any parallels. There has to be a stat about yards before contact if you're low, if your team's last and you're more susceptible to injury, because it feels like that would be a stat that would I feel like because he's been hurt a lot. I know one time was just a freak accident. Was that remember that bad swollen ankle?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, you might have a chance of being healthier because you're not being touched as much when you get the ball.
Yeah, not to mention to not have to play every week or at least half the weeks on that notoriously terrible New York Giants turf.
Yeah.
And then go over to that beautiful Philadelphia green grass. I'm really making some crazy points now. But I want to read you some offensive stats here. Last year, in a down Eagles offensive year, can we all agree that's what it was? The Eagles were still top 10 in total offense. They were middle of the pack in passing offense and top 10, number 8 in rushing offense. Now enter Saquon Barkley. I'm telling you, this guy is going to bring into the fray, and he's going to be right there with CMC.
It would be nice too, where like you said, like where games where because sometimes you see Jalen Hurts struggle to as a quarterback play, he kind of regressed last year a little bit. You kind of saw it. It'd be nice to not have all the pressure. Like I said, I'll be on him.
Yeah.
Like let's give us Saquon 3 drives in a row, and he can carry offenses like that. He has before, and this time he has a good old line. Play action and read option will mean a lot more now when it's not Daniel Jones doing it, when it's Jalen Hurts doing it, and when it's RPO to AJ Brown or like Devonta Smith.
Well, AJ will attest to this. Last year, the biggest problem was there was no simple throws. There was no simple offense.
Yeah.
It was either AJ Brown down one sideline or Devonta Smith down the other one.
Yeah.
Other than that, there's no designed. Even though we had DeAndre Swift, who was supposed to be good at catching the ball, or tight end stuff, or motion, or anything like you see in the Andy Reid offense, constantly guys getting schemed open, just with very simple route concepts. That didn't exist last year with Brian Johnson. Now Kellen Moore, he's supposed to be bringing that in. You put that kind of weapon in his hands. Hopefully, it also makes it very much easier for Jalen Hurts just to get a simple 6 yards on a first down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, avoid these third and longs where Jalen Hurts has to be, Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes, and let him be third and short, stuff like that, where he can be that dual threat quarterback still.
Yeah, and you see just the talent on offense. You see this could be a pretty balanced unit with elite with playmakers.
Elite unit.
Yeah, because you have your bookend tackles. Obviously, you have Landon Dickerson at guard. Then whatever Cam Jurgens is, we'll see this year. He's been good last year, but we'll see this year. Obviously, he's center. But besides that, AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, both dogs. Goddard, when he's healthy, very good tight end. Now you add Saquon Barkley to this realm. It'll be very easy for him to face less 8-man boxes. Very easy for him to not feel the pressure of the whole team coming down to him when he touches the ball, because they'll be worried about so many other things. Yeah, I could totally see this. It's also it's like the sexiest, besides Derrick Henry to me, like the sexiest running back play signing were Derrick Henry and now Saquon Barkley, because they both fit so well with their new team.
Yeah, and going back to the Super Bowl with the Eagles, that's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's the Eagles.
First victim, pack attack.
Looking forward to a lot of these. I don't know why you look at me. I didn't say anything negative.
Because I don't want to look at him.
Oh.
This is the Bo Nix guy.
This is not the Bo Nix guy. Anti-Bo Nix guy. But yeah, all that being said, Saquon Barkley, I don't even know what his all-purpose yards, because Hurts, that's one thing. Hurts hasn't really been that kind of guy to feature as running back in the passing game. You have to think that they have manufactured.
I would be so incredibly frustrated if Saquon's not getting at least 5 targets a game.
Yeah, because he has to.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, why'd you get this guy who's good at
paying him all that money too? It's like, you better give him the ball.
Yeah, if there are games like last year where he has 11 carries and 3 targets, I am punching the TV.
Yeah, you want combined 20 touches.
Yes.
No matter how that turns out, because they have a deep backfield. They love Gainwell.
Will Shepley, baby, watch out.
And so you don't really need him to take the full workload, but a majority of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saquon, baby. To the moon.
To the moon.
What do you guys think? Anything?
Yeah, I mean, you want to respond to this? That's your team.
I mean, to me, the Saquon Barkley, that's an easy take. Love the argument though. The Will Levis one, I think you've got me going around on that because what you said, the weapons that they've brought in, the offense that they're trying to run. Well, like you said, and this can be taken the wrong way. You don't have to be a great quarterback to put up numbers in an offense like that. And I think Will Levis is the guy.
Sam Howell, for majority of last year, was leading the league in passing yards. And he was not. He's not a very good quarterback.
Exactly.
You could very much lead the league in yards and not. So Will Levis, he's just interesting. He's just like a fascinating guy. He's also a little weird. And also
he has a mayonnaise scented cologne.
Yeah,
that just came out.
God,
because he's known for putting mayonnaise in his coffee. Yeah. That's
wow.
That was the first thing I heard
I think
about.
it's worth a try. I would actually like to just try it once.
That was the first thing I heard about him in the draft process. This kid from Kentucky puts mayonnaise.
Oh
in his
my
coffee.
gosh! Yeah, that was everywhere.
That was everywhere.
That he just eats bananas like a
with the peel. Right?
Yeah, with the peel, just bites it.
Well, he's been memed a lot. He has a lot.
Yeah.
because then he had the girlfriend being all over the draft, right? And then you had this offseason thing.
All over it.
Yeah.
But you had this offseason thing where that comes out. So like, it'd be nice to see him just play quarterback.
Yeah, just
now.
like you're a quarterback.
Yeah, so,
He's been very entertaining and has
Yeah.
nothing to do with football.
Imagine if he was good at football.
Yeah. The whole package. Yeah. So
last year in 9 games played, 1,800 yards, 8 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Not bad.
Yeah. It's and then obviously that's not even my favorite. My favorite is the Sam Darnold making the playoffs with the Vikings.
That's the spiciest one.
I really believe that one.
I like the Vikings one. I'm high on the Vikings.
Yeah, you've been talking a lot about the Vikings.
I really do,
because they're not a bad roster. I know they lost J.J. McCarthy,
and it's
but
not so much the roster; it's like the head coach too. Like he knows how to get the job done, and with Aaron Jones and Jefferson, and
Aaron Jones,
all these guys. It's like it's very easily to see that 7 and 10 last year.
Yeah,
you could flip that when you said 10 earlier, I was like, no way. But I was like,
they won 7 games last year.
They probably could, and I think Sam Darnold a little bit more stable. You could probably sneak in a game or two.
If you just make him into like a fancy point guard quarterback, he'll be just fine. You have all these weapons surrounding you.
Just go ahead and put Aaron Jones to work. Just go ahead and put Jefferson to work. Yeah, I mean,
and then once Hawks comes back,
and definitely adding to this division too. Like that's, I mean,
and then you have a tough division.
Goodness gracious,
more total yards, Sam Darnold or Will Levis?
Will Levis, because I think he's gonna run a little more than Darnold. I think.
Sorry, passing yards. Will Levis, Sam Darnold.
Will Levis. I think
touchdowns.
I think Darnold. Darnold has the touchdown guys there. I think Will Levis has the yard. It's different types of wideouts. Yeah.
Are you more or less optimistic about the Vikings with Will Levis there instead of Sam Darnold?
I'll probably be more optimistic because.
Yeah. Okay.
But still, like they're still two for. Well, technically, Will Levis isn't a first-round quarterback, but Sam Darnold's a first-round quarterback, which means he has the talent, the physical tools to be that, and he's shown at moments he can do some stuff that's kind of freaky, like as far as like on the field.
Come on, man. Come on. It's too easy at this point.
Can we just talk football for a second?
Yeah, you went there.
Stop saying things like freaky and stuff like that.
That's not a crazy.
And then you said at least on the football.
You said, you corrected yourself on the football field.
Either way, Sam Darnold and Will Levis are my quarterbacks this year that I'm going to be watching pretty closely.
I like it. Those are our players or teams to watch that might surprise us all in this upcoming football season.
God, we're so
Just
close.
2 weeks away now. Very excited. Boys, you good?
I can't wait, man. I'm so excited. Like Angel, I'm sick of the preseason.
Yeah,
I want to see another highlight. Oh, is this guy going to take over as the wide receiver 4? I don't care. Let's get to kickoff.
I'm ready. Gabe, what's going on in Packers land?
Pack attack.
Terrible preseason game against the Broncos.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that. That's been all over. But we had 31 guys that didn't dress, so it was mostly our backups. But scoring 2 points came off a safety, pretty sick tackle. But that's about the only highlight we have. So,
like we said earlier.
I guess the Packers are going to suck this year.
No, like we said earlier.
31 starters not playing. I don't know if you missed that.
Like we said earlier, don't put too much emphasis. I know you can pick up things from the preseason.
Yeah, according to that game, the Packers are going to be getting blown out every year, and the Broncos are going to Super Bowl.
I didn't say that at all. But I'm saying don't put too much. Obviously, you can pull some things from it, but don't base your entire stuff on preseason.
Ainge, I have to ask, are you prepared if Knicks just goes off this year?
Yeah, I'd be very happy. I'm a Bronco fan.
No,
I'd be
no,
very
no,
happy.
I understand that part, but you're branded now.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, listen.
If he goes
Are
off
you
and
gonna
has
stand up
like,
here? At what point are you apologizing to Bronco?
yeah, like you have to release like a video if that were to happen
no.
For the good of the show.
for the good of you as a Bronco fan.
No.
They might strip you of being
I
a fan.
stand by my take of being cautiously
Okay.
optimistic.
No, I'm with Angel. I'm with Angel here. He's seen it too much
I've been hurt too much.
at the time of.
This
Seen it doesn't do it, man.
my heart can't take it no more.
But my body.
But like, he threw me off. But like, you see signs of it, and you see the head coach believe in him, and you see what Sean Payton did with a washed Russell Wilson. You see how he's turned the culture of
Who has looked still terrible in Pittsburgh Steelers.
yeah. It's you. If he turns out to be good, I won't put a Knicks jersey up there because DT will forever be my only Bronco up here. But I will wear I'm obviously cheering for Bo Nix. He's my team's quarterback. I want us to be good again.
And I have a question. What's more responsible for him as a fan? The reaction he had, or if he jumped up screaming happy that they got the 6th quarterback in 12 picks?
I don't think he had to necessarily jump up and scream, but
I'm saying that's
being
the opposite
satisfied
of what
with
he did.
it.
But no.
would've been a
But
little
that's
better.
that's I'm going the opposite of what he did on the same scale.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't know.
I think for a team that needed a quarterback, a positive reaction is the appropriate reaction.
But then we also have we have the other side where we're praising the Raiders for being patient.
Yeah, I don't think you and Terrell are getting killed right now because, like you, I think you guys are getting killed because the reaction was so negative.
That's exactly what I'm
Like,
saying.
I think that's what people are like.
And that's what I'm saying. If it
What
was
the hell?
so positive on the other side, like,
Yeah,
would
would
we
that fix
is
it?
that responsible?
Probably
as a-
not. I'm
as a
not saying
fan?
fandom makes sense. I'm just saying I think
Right.
that's the nature of the situation. right
Bottom
now.
line, if he's good, I'm good. That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
We finally have a quarterback after.
So you are going to cheer for him.
Yes, man.
You will want him to succeed.
I'm not answering my question. I love Bo Nix. I love Sean Payton. And I love the Broncos.
All right, you heard it here. That's our show for today. Thanks so much for joining us. Episode 148. We will see you again on Friday. By the time we reach
Special show
then-
Friday.
Yeah, very special show Friday. We have some guests, some team insight coming up. So
Oh, yeah.
make sure you tune in. See you then. Bye.
Peace.